Hi, I'm Vicki Hilliard, and I'd like to share a little of my story with you. So, I had an incurable sleep disorder called narcolepsy, and along with that was sleep paralysis, hallucinations, and cataplexy, where I would sometimes lose muscle tone with a good hard laugh or cry. It's kind of embarrassing sometimes. Um, so I had been put on some pretty strong medications that included, but not limited, no, I'm kidding, that included a GHB, which is a date rape drug, and that would put me into that deep sleep at night. Then I was on a very strong amphetamine, and it's so funny because only one drugstore, I had to get it at one drugstore in Beaumont, and that was it. That was the only place that would carry it to keep me awake during the day. And then I was on other medications to fight the side effects of the medications I was on for the narcolepsy. So, you know, that vicious cycle, right? Now, the doctors said that narcolepsy is incurable, but we all know that God has the last word, right? So I had been using patchouli and ylang ylang from a local vitamin store for probably about 15 years before I knew about Young Living. And the reason why I use those two together is because I just like the way they smelled. I use that for perfume. I didn't know that oils had any health benefits, and these sure didn't help me in any way, the ones from the local vitamin store. So I had gone to, I actually crashed. I always joke about this. I wasn't even invited to this class. I just went. I saw it on Facebook, and I went in April of 2016, and I went out of sheer desperation. The medications weren't working anymore. Anytime my eyes were open, I was drowsy. I remember taking 4-hour naps every Sunday, and I would look forward to my Sundays just so I could take a nap after church, get up, eat, and go back to sleep. I was having micro sleeps during the day more and more, and my doctor told me that I needed to stop driving. So I was desperate. Now, I'm going to tell you, I was skeptical about the oils because remember, I had been using oils. I was skeptical, but I was hopeful. I bought a kit and the very first oil that I scanned for, which was, by the way, blue cypress. And blue cypress is actually a great brain oil. And I found out that narcolepsy is actually a brain issue where, our brains don't produce enough hypocretin to put us into that deep sleep at night. So whenever I researched blue cypress, I was like, now how does that scanner know all this, right? Anyway, after I was using my oils consistently, and I didn't notice a difference right away, not in the daytime drowsiness. But what I did notice was my family wasn't getting sick as often as they were with all the seasonal crud. So my son had really bad allergies, and he would wake up every morning, like clockwork, with sneezing fits. And he had once had to give him those allergy shots, and he was allergic to, I joke because he was allergic to dust mites, and I always say that, I'm the last mama in the world to have a child allergic to dust mites. But the sneezing fits stopped once I put a diffuser with lavender in his bedroom. I had actually been allergic to ragweed, and I would call in sick to work around that season. Almost In fact, I believe every single season, because I had the crud and it always ended up in my lungs with bronchitis. And I remember a couple of years I had even walk-in pneumonia. So that year, ragweed season came and gone, and I was fine. And I didn't realize it until like later, thinking back, going, what? So after about a year of consistently using the oils and the supplements from Young Living, I slowly got off of every prescription drug that I was on for the narcolepsy. And I haven't taken a single prescription drug now in 2 years. So also, I wanted to share a little about my husband. Now that we can tell our stories on social media. So my husband has a syndrome that it affects his testosterone levels are extremely, in fact, one year the doctor said they were dangerously low. And so he was on the testosterone shots, and after a while, they don't work like they used to. And so I had read about the Idaho blue spruce, and he was putting it in his Ningxia every single morning, and he is fine. His testosterone levels are normal, and he doesn't need the shots. So now, was all of this the oils? Like I said before, God has the last word, right? I believe that he placed my sponsor and enroller in my life to help me, not just physically, but financially, of course, with this amazing Young Living business. So that's my story, and thank you so much for watching.